let's say 40 years from now, could that be like the new Star Wars? Not the new, because I think Star Wars will always carry its prestige and its beauty and its fandom. But I think you and I can reference, I remember when the first Avatar movie came out.
Yeah.
Just like how the first Star Wars movie came out in 77, correct?
I'm impressed. Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Do you see it kind of being like that? And it's different. You can't really, it's apples to oranges, but I'm a huge Avatar fan. Now they have spin-offs and shows and they're equivalent to The Mandalorian coming out or something like that.
Yeah. I would say it's a great notion, conspiracy, if you will, because in many ways a lot of it lines up.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Marvel's probably the new Star Wars with just the expanse of characters, maybe more of the themes as well, of good versus evil. I would also say from a merchandising, video game, just overall consumption of all things that a consumer, or putting out products for consumers to enjoy besides just the movies.
Right.
I think Marvel's doing that perfectly. But what I will say about Avatar, I think it could be the new Harry Potter. Or Lord of the Rings. I think that those were really big at the time, but then they just go dead for so long.
Right.
And then now, out of nowhere, there's the new Lord of the Ring prequel, The Rings of Power, that's currently out.
Yeah. I just got an Amazon box, and I'm like, why? It's not the same color as an Amazon. It's white. Is it a TV show? Is that what that is?
Yes, it is. And then it's funny because it's also coming out at the same time. You know, one of our other podcasts, we're talking about Batman v Superman and Civil War.
Yes.
In this case, there's also House of the Dragon, which is a prequel to Game of Thrones at the same time. So I think that those two maybe cancel out, but I don't think there's been a series besides Twilight that's ever competed with Harry Potter. Now, there hasn't been... Not like Harry Potter movies came out 10 years apart from each other.
Right.
Maybe this is more like a Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner comes out. There's a new one with great technology and great sci-fi themes. But I do think Avatar, if you span out all of them, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to end up.
I guess we got to see what... I mean, we have the trailer to the next one. But we kind of have to see what the themes and all those other things for the next 5 after this one.
Yes.
And so maybe it has some more marketability, and I mean these movies are long too. Where are they going to take it? Five movies from now. I am excited about that.
Let's do this.
I don't know too much about it. So
let's make a crazy pitch. Just craziness here. Pure lunacy.
So what's the main gist of the first one?
Okay, yeah.
And then what do you think the second one's going? And then I think we can go from there.
Sure. So Jake Sully, at the end, they do this whole ceremony thing where somehow, some way, he officially becomes a Na'vi without needing his physical body in the tube.
Okay.
He's officially converted to being a Na'vi, no longer a human, doesn't need to be in the tube to become one.
So he's the first human to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then he has his girl, who I forget her name, but played by Zoe Saldana, who's Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. And it looks like in the new movie they have a kid together, because he resembles both of them. Then, as far as the humans, they were trying to essentially burn down the home of the Na'vi tribe, which was this giant tree, kind of like the Tree of Life from Animal Kingdom.
I can just picture the beautiful scenery behind it too. Oh my gosh.
Right? To get all of its resources. And that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
In the trailer for the second one, that they do have. It looks like there's more military that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So where does it go from here?
So what? And I guess this is good for me to recap too, because I remember I watched that movie so many times.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. What are they actually going for? What do the Na'vi have or possess that the humans are trying to acquire? What's in this Tree of Life?
I feel like it's a type of petroleum, almost.
And Pandora is kind of in the same realm. There's no interdimensional travel or anything like that. It's just an off-planet.
By the way, speaking of interdimensional travel, I just realized I think Monsters University is the first, or Monsters Inc. in general. I know.
I was thinking about that.
It's the first like multi-dimensional, dimension hopping.
It's like it's more of like a teleportation.
Yeah, I've never seen that in a movie. Like now it's a big thing, Spider-Verse and everything.
I was thinking about that. Isn't that awesome?
It is. Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry, Pandora. It's just another planet that the Earth has expanded to, in the search of resources.
Okay.
So it's
So I mean, we can draw it. Actually, before I go there, the second movie then is still this combat between people and the Na'vi.
Sure.
Looks like they're in a different area of Pandora.
Yeah, it's a lot more water-based. So I feel like from aquatic, a whole lot of liquids.
Lots of balloons.
Yeah, I feel like maybe premise of the movie, because they do have a kid. Kid looks to be maybe 10 years old. Okay. 10-year jump, maybe just because the military forces are just so overwhelming. Eventually, they did topple the tree. They did end up winning,
Sure.
And then the Na'vi tribe had to go relocate. And they feel like maybe water is a safer bet, because it is called Avatar 2: The Way of Water.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's a good general consensus for a plot. Where would you take it from here? Let's get crazy with it.
Yeah, let's go crazy. Well, I mean, I see a lot of parallels between, and this is where I was going with it. Pretty simple. It's instead of humans on a planet, now we're expanding to other planet. You think of the Europeans, where that's their world, that's their planet, and now they're expanding to North America. And then we see that even before then with all other civilizations in their own world as they move on and kind of take over other civilizations. So I would try to see how does this typically play out in human history.
Sure.
Doesn't always look very good. It doesn't look very good for the Na'vi folk.
Yeah. I'm gonna pour some out for them, honestly.
Yeah, bro. We got 5 movies, so we gotta go crazy.
Yeah.
Like the world's Pandora, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what if there's another planet, and instead of Na'vi, they're blue. It's the same Na'vi, but they're red.
I think that sounds fire.
That sounds cool.
They would look so
The
sick.
Way of Water, The Way of Fire.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
cool.
There's not like a big movie right now that focuses on elements, elemental. You think about Pokemon.
Yeah.
You think about oh my gosh, there has to be another one out there. Or Bionicle is what I think of, where the elemental powers are just so sweet. We just got mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Where like the elements are so important. Avatar: The Last Airbender is another thing with elements. So I think this one may be tapping into that. Maybe not how they wield water, but more so an adventure in how that shapes their environment.
Right. And maybe it's like we were part of the water. Something happened where we had to escape to the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
And now, since the Tree of Life is gone, we're going back to our roots, back to what we're made for. Because I mean, in the trailer, man, they look one with water.
They do.
And with the creatures in the water as well.